Hello and welcome back to Diagnosing Life. No copay required. My name is Aryana and I am your host. I'm a surgical ortho PA, a brand new wife, just a human trying to figure out this whole life thing out alongside you guys. It feels really, really good to be back. If you've been here before, welcome back. I am so happy to see you. And if you're new, I am so glad that you are here. Today we are starting the new year, so happy new year to everyone. I cannot believe we are in 2026 already. It honestly feels like just yesterday I was graduating PA school, studying for my boards, passing the PANs, and starting my first job. And we are 10 months into me being an ortho PA. And we're already in an entirely different year, and that is absolutely insane. And today I want to focus on the importance of kind of setting the stage for 2026 or setting the stage for a new era. So I want everyone to take a seat, get your favorite drink. For me, I made a brown sugar shaken espresso. It is honestly so good. And I also made a vanilla cold foam to it. I'm playing around with my new Ninja Luxe Cafe, and honestly, I'm having the best time ever. But that's another video for another time. And so go ahead, get your favorite drink, sit down, and let's have a gentle conversation of what 2026 will bring. So let's talk about the new year, new me. And honestly, I hate that so much. I hate when people say new year, new me, because honestly, we shouldn't be becoming someone new. What we should be doing is supporting the person that we already are and just being a better version of ourselves. And I honestly feel that it wasn't until I kind of turned 30 that I came to the realization that a new year doesn't mean that you have to become an entirely different person. It just means you have to rethink your goals or see who you were this past year and see how small changes could make your life better or make you a better person for yourself, not for anyone else. So instead of resolutions, I'm focusing on themes this year. I'm focusing on wellness, finance, relationships, self-love, and grounding myself and becoming more present in my life and not thinking about the past or the future and just being present. This year isn't about becoming someone new. It's about supporting who you already are and uplifting yourself. And I think that's just beautiful. So let's talk about kind of how we set the stage for this year. A couple of days before New Year's, my husband and I, we went to a coffee shop for about 3.5 to 4 hours. We kind of both sat down and we talked about our goals, financial goals, relationship goals, our fitness goals, and kind of a little bit of everything in between. And we had a meeting with each other and we put our phones down and we treated it just like a business meeting. We, each person took the stage, talked about what they did this year and what they thought they could do better, or what they really liked that they did this year and that they think the other person should implement. And that was amazing. We had a great time. This was the first time we did this together. And we were there for, I want to say it was almost 4 hours. It was a great time. We kind of put everything pen to paper and we were going to focus on those things. The big thing that we definitely wanted to focus on was our finances. Now that we are one, we went ahead and put our finances together, and one of the goals this year is to be debt free as far as credit cards go. And that is something that was going to take us a little bit more time to kind of talk about. And so we set a meeting for the following day and we went to a different coffee shop and we were there for another 3 hours and we kind of broke down everything. We looked at our credit card history, what we spend on, what we don't spend on. And we put all of our bills together. We decided to open a joint bank account so that all the bills are taken out from there. We also went ahead and made a budget. We got a budget sheet off of Etsy and we inputted all of our information on there, which was great. I also used ChatGPT to kind of help us figure out how to become debt-free this year as far as our credit cards go. And it was amazing. I went ahead and put how much debt each credit card had, the interest rate it had, and how much we made, and how much we think we could give to each credit card. And it kind of broke everything down for me. And it asked me what kind of method I wanted to do and how much money I wanted to spend every single month on, debt. And once I put that information out there, it kind of busted out all these numbers and let us know that by September, we would be debt-free from 2 of our cards. By November of this year, we would be debt-free from the other 2 cards. And by December, my husband would be debt-free of his last card. And that was great because we then would be able to focus most of that money that is going into credit card debt. That'll now go into our student loans and, our investments. And that is really exciting because we're trying to set ourselves up for our future. We want to learn how to invest and how to invest wisely. And I think that's really important because nobody taught us how to invest or save money. And so we're kind of learning everything together. And that is definitely one of the things that we are also focusing on this year that kind of goes along with being debt-free, is just being financially savvy and learning how to invest, and, is having a high yield savings account for, worth it, or what type of investments should we invest in? Should we go to stocks? Having a Roth IRA, all these little things that I don't know about, we're kind of learning, and anything that we learn will kind of go ahead and update you guys. And I'm going to make a video with my husband and we're going to kind of talk about all of our finances and kind of our investments. And that is something that we are going to be doing this year, and I'm really excited about it. As far as investment goes, we want to kind of max out most of our investments this year. And so what we did is that we created a budget, and we are definitely limiting ourselves in a lot of areas. We found out that we go out to eat a lot. We have date nights every single Thursday, and then Saturday and Sunday, we like to go to brunch and we like to have dinner with friends. And so kind of all of that added up to an absorbent amount. And so this year, one of our things is we'll go out to eat for date night once a month, and it'll be a very big date night. So we'll go to a nice restaurant and we'll have nice, good drinks, and we'll go out. And then the other times we'll do date nights at home or go to watch a movie and just do different things that don't cost as much so that we can keep our date night fund under a certain amount. And that is going to be extremely hard because we love trying new restaurants. We love going out. But that's definitely something that we have to do this year, just so that we can hit our financial goals and decrease our debt. Now, on the personal side, what I kind of work on within are my personal goals. One of the goals is I want to be able to rest and take time off work without feeling guilty. And this is really, really hard for me because in my office, there's only 2 providers, my supervising physician and I. And so we try to be off on different days. So if he's off, I'm at work, or vice versa. But there's been times where even though he's at work, he might be in surgery and a message will come through of, well, this patient needs a medication refill, or can somebody go ahead and close this note? I tend to, if I see the message and I have my laptop, I tend to just do it, and I feel guilty that I'm not there, and I tend to work even though I'm off. And that's definitely something I want to change this year, because if I'm off, I should be off, right? And I don't want to feel guilty if I take a vacation and I'm not responding to messages. And that's definitely something that I struggle with, and something that I really have to work with. Another thing is that the weekends I tend to, want to study a little bit, or I tend to want to, work on charts over the weekend just to kind of get ahead of work wise. And I shouldn't be doing that. I should just relax and take the rest, because I have admin days, which is on Fridays. And at times, I do other things on admin days. I close the charts and I send refills and whatnot, but I tend to also, focus on other things that kind of push me over the edge. And I should probably just focus more and have more of a schedule on my admin days, where on this day, at this time, I'm going to close charts for 2 hours. And if I don't get done, I'll finish it at the end of the day, kind of thing. And I am trying to become better at that. So that is one of my goals for this year, as far as like inner work and, office work. I want to treat my body with kindness, and I want to speak to myself with kindness. And I heard this the other day, and it was like, if you can switch places with your best friend, their body, for an entire year, how would you treat their body? And that kind of hit me, because obviously if I had to switch places with my best friend's body, I wouldn't want to, gain 30 pounds in her body. I wouldn't want to, drink excessively, because that's going to damage her stuff, her liver and whatnot. I would want to be kind to her body, and I want to, eat healthy, and, and I would want to treat her body better. And so it's like, okay, if you're treating your best friend's body like that, why wouldn't you do it to yourself? And that really hit me, because it's true. We tend to other people or treat other people differently than we do ourselves. And so I feel that this year I need to be kinder to myself, both my mental health and my physical health. And so this year, wellness and fitness is definitely one of my high priorities, and I'm excited for this year. One of the things that I put on my vision board is that I want to start running, and I haven't really ran in such a long time. And we went for our first run yesterday, and it was hard. It took us almost 16 minutes to run a mile. And I know that's horrible, but my husband is a year out of ACL surgery, and this was the very first time that he ran. And I am still getting over whatever this is, sinus infection, cold, flu, COVID thing. And so my lungs were literally about to explode. And I was happy with our progress. We ran a mile for 16 minutes. We did like walking, jogging, and it was good, and we felt good. And so we're going to try to keep doing that at least 2 to 3 times a week. And I know that after a month, we're going to be able to run that mile nonstop, and it's going to be a lot shorter than that. And so my long-term goal for this year is by next January, I want to be able to run a half marathon. And I really, really hope that I'm able to do it, because it's definitely a goal of mine. And if I was able to run a mile, I think I can do the half marathon if I really set my mind to it. And so I will be giving y'all updates every month on how my running is going. And if it doesn't happen, it's okay. But I would at least like to be able to run at least 5 to 6 miles nonstop by the end of the year, if a half marathon is not in the cards this year. Another thing is I want to protect my peace, and protecting my peace is really important to me. I have been doing it for the past couple of years. I kind of stopped talking to individuals that, make me anxious or cause me stress, and I kind of let it be. Whatever happens, happens. And cutting those individuals from my life have made my life a lot better, and I'm content with knowing that I tried everything in my power to be at peace with them, and that could not happen. And so the only thing I can do is protect my peace and be at peace with the decisions that I decided to make. This year, I want to keep that going. I want to try to gossip less, but it's kind of in my culture. I'm Hispanic, we're chismosas. I definitely want to try to gossip less, and I want to just be kinder to not only myself, but to other people. So, yes. Another thing is with me being present, I talked about wanting to be more present in life, and that means nurturing my friendships. I feel that during PA school, I definitely isolated myself from a lot of my friends, and I focused just on school. And then my first year of PA, being a PA, was just really, it was a lot, I was getting pulled in different directions, and I didn't really nurture those friendships. And this year, I definitely want to be able to be more present and do more things with my friends, even though they're in different cities or different states. And that is definitely one of my goals. I already planned a trip. I planned 2 trips. I planned a trip with my best friend and her husband, and with my husband. And then I also have a girls trip planned. And so I'm really excited about that. I just feel that this year I want to do more things with my friends. I want to, maybe start a book club, or have every other month meet up with my friends and do an activity. It's just so hard once, it's just really, really hard because a lot of my friends are in different cities, but I'm going to try my best to kind of meet in the middle, or be more of a friend this year. So another thing is that I don't want to constantly prove to myself that I'm strong. I've done that my entire life. I want to let myself be soft. I want to live the soft life era, if you will. But I also want to know that I am strong when I have to be. I want to speak kindly to myself. I want to create a space for joy and just be happy in the simplicity of what we call life. Another goal that I am setting for myself, and this one is actually a little difficult to talk about, but I want to grow in my faith. For the past year, my husband and I have been going to a church, and we have been going almost every Sunday. And I really like it. And it's hard for me to talk about because for the longest time, I was agnostic. I grew up in the Catholic Church, and I saw things and I didn't agree with, and I became agnostic. I believed that there was something that was, higher power, but I didn't really believe in a religion. And so things happened this past year, and I became more open to faith. And that is when we started going to this church, and I really, really liked it. And I will become a member this year of their community. And I'm excited to share that journey because it's definitely been a rocky journey. It's not a linear journey. It's been rocky. And I am also starting to read the Bible. If you would have asked younger me, or even me of 2 years ago, if they thought I would be reading the Bible, the answer would be heck no, absolutely not. But I feel this different sense of peace. I don't know how to explain it. I guess we'll figure it out, along the way. I've started to read the Bible and kind of trying to understand what it is and what faith is. And it's really important to my husband. And so we are doing it together. And I'm hoping that this year I grow in faith and I start to understand everything a little better and I become closer to God. And that's something really scary that I don't really understand, but I feel happy with doing it. And not only that, but my little sister has also started attending the church online, and she also likes it. And it's kind of I don't even know how to explain it. It's a nice feeling. And I'm excited to start this journey this year. And this year I'm going to be fully invested in it. This past year, 2025, I would go to church and I would listen. I would jot things down here and there. But The last 3 months, I became a little bit more invested to the point that we want to become members. And so we're becoming members this year of the church, and we are starting to read the Bible. So that's an exciting journey. Maybe I'll talk a little bit more about faith in another video. But faith is always a touchy subject. And so I don't really know if I want to kind of go into that yet, maybe in the future. But yes, that's definitely one of my goals. And so if you're listening and the new year already feels a little heavy, just know that you're not alone. It feels heavy for a lot of people. There's a lot of people that started this new year without a loved one, or they started the new year single, engaged, married. There's so many things that happened in this past couple of days, and just know that you're not alone and you're not behind. It's the first week of the new year, and there's so many different possibilities. There's 12 new chapters and 365 pages for you to, do different things and live your life the way that you want to live, and kind of uplift yourself and become a better version of you. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy. You are allowed to grow slowly. Small progress is progress. That's exactly what I tell all my patients, especially when they have, they're struggling to walk. Small progress is progress. You're allowed to take small steps, and you're allowed to choose peace. And it's okay if you stop talking to somebody that causes you anxiety. It's okay to stop talking to somebody that causes chaos in your life. It's okay to start over, At the end of the day, it's whatever makes you happy and what brings peace to your life. We have to remember that your worth is not measured by numbers. It's not measured by achievements, and it's not measured by timelines. And that is definitely something that it took me a very, very long time to even recognize. And even to now, I am still learning that this year is about choosing peace. It's about choosing yourself, and it's about becoming who you're meant to be. So thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this new season of Diagnosing Life. We're growing gently, intentionally, and we're going to do it together. I'll see you in the next episode of Diagnosing Life.